Hi everyone, welcome to Mobil 1 Tech Talk. Today we're here at Barbagallo in Perth, and as you can see, it's a little bit wet and damp outside, so important to discuss what we do when it goes from the dry conditions to the wet. Basically, as you can see here behind me, we have the two types of tyre. So there's a wet tyre with the grooves, obviously to try and clear the water off the surface of the track, versus the slick tyre that we've used yesterday. No tread at all, basically melts the surface. But from a car setup perspective, there's a few areas we can look at. Obviously the suspension setup with how soft, so spring rates, annual roll bars. Typically you'll definitely move the annual roll bars and move them to more of a soft setting. Springs you might reduce the stiffness as well. There's also camber of the tyres, so we've spoken about that before, where the tyre sort of leans in for when the car rolls. When they're wet, the car doesn't roll as much, so we can take a bit of camber off and also give you more tyre contact to the road, again to try and generate the grip. The other key component that's probably forgotten about is actually the tyre pressures. So we will evaluate how wet the surface is. Sounds silly because there's varying degrees of how wet it is and the water that you've got to disperse from the tyre. And a big part of that is the tyre pressure and how that interacts with the surface of the road and the tyre to try and clear the water out of the treads and give maximum traction. So a few things we can do. Again, it is a bit of a choice to make under the circumstance of how wet it is, and hopefully you make that right call.